Stop. Before you listen any further, answer this question honestly. What if the reason you're not where you want to be in life has nothing to do with talent, intelligence, money, or luck? What if the real battle is being won or lost within the first hour after you wake up? Think about it. Every morning, two people open their eyes. One hits snooze, scrolls endlessly, and drifts through the day. The other rises with purpose, takes control of their mind, their body, and their future. Fast forward 5 years. One is still making excuses. The other is living the life they once dreamed about. The difference? Their mornings. In the next few minutes, you're about to discover the exact habits, routines, and mindset shifts used by high achievers, world-class performers, and successful people across the globe to create extraordinary results. This isn't just another motivational audiobook. This is a blueprint for transforming your life, one morning at a time. So give me your full attention, because what you're about to hear could change the way you start every day for the rest of your life. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Why your morning determines your destiny. Imagine two people. Both are the same age. Both have similar levels of intelligence. Both have access to the same opportunities. Both dream of success, happiness, financial freedom, and a better future. But there is one major difference. The first person wakes up every morning and immediately reaches for their phone. Before even getting out of bed, they spend 20 to 30 minutes scrolling through social media, checking messages, and consuming information that adds little value to their lives. They rush through the morning, skip planning, feel stressed before the day truly begins, and spend the rest of the day reacting to whatever comes their way. The second person wakes up and intentionally takes control of the first hour of the day. They drink water, they move their body, they spend a few minutes in reflection and gratitude. They review their goals and create a clear plan for the day ahead. Now imagine both people repeating these patterns every day. 1 week passes, 1 month passes, 1 year passes. The gap between them becomes impossible to ignore. The first person feels stuck, overwhelmed, and frustrated that life is not moving forward. The second person has developed discipline, clarity, confidence, and momentum. Their results begin to compound. This is the power of mornings. Success is rarely the result of one giant decision. More often, it is the result of small daily habits repeated consistently over time. Your morning is not just the beginning of your day, it is the foundation upon which your entire life is built. Researchers who study human behavior have discovered something fascinating. Our mental energy and self-control tend to be strongest earlier in the day. As the hours pass, decision fatigue begins to set in. The more choices you make, the more your mental resources become depleted. Think about it. How often have you promised yourself that you would exercise later, read later, work on your goals later, or start that important project later, only to find yourself too tired when the time finally arrives? This is why successful people prioritize what matters most in the morning. They understand that the first hours of the day are precious. Robin Sharma, author of The 5 a.m. Club, describes the early morning as a sacred window of opportunity. During these hours, distractions are minimal, interruptions are rare, and your mind is more focused. The morning offers something incredibly valuable that money cannot buy. Control. When you take control of your morning, you take control of your day. And when you consistently take control of your days, you ultimately take control of your future. Consider some of the world's most accomplished individuals. Athletes use the morning to train before the demands of the day begin. Business leaders use the morning to think strategically. Writers use the morning to create. Inventors use the morning to innovate. Spiritual leaders use the morning to pray, reflect, and prepare themselves mentally and emotionally. They are not successful because they have more hours than anyone else. They are successful because they maximize the hours they do have. Another powerful truth is this: your morning creates momentum. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces in human behavior. When you start the day with discipline, you are more likely to make disciplined choices throughout the day. When you start the day with focus, you are more likely to stay focused. When you start the day with gratitude, you are more likely to notice opportunities instead of obstacles. Winning the morning creates a chain reaction that affects every area of your life. Your productivity improves, your relationships improve, your confidence improves, your physical health improves, your emotional well-being improves. Most importantly, your belief in yourself grows stronger. Every morning becomes evidence that you are becoming the type of person who keeps promises to yourself. And that changes everything. The beautiful thing about mornings is that they offer a fresh start every single day. No matter how difficult yesterday was, no matter how many mistakes you made, no matter how far behind you feel, tomorrow morning is another opportunity, another chance to reset, another chance to improve, another chance to move one step closer to the life you desire. The question is not whether mornings matter. The question is whether you are willing to use them intentionally. Because the truth is simple. If you change your mornings, you can change your life. And your transformation begins with the very next sunrise. Chapter 2, The 5 a.m. Club Mindset. Imagine walking through a city at 5 o'clock in the morning. The streets are quiet. The traffic is almost non-existent. The noise of the world has not yet begun. Most people are asleep. Most people are dreaming. Most people are still wrapped in comfort while the day slowly approaches. But somewhere, in homes, gyms, offices, and training facilities around the world, a different group of people is already awake. They are planning. They are learning. They are training. They are preparing. They understand something that many people never discover. The morning is not just another part of the day. It is an opportunity to gain an advantage. This is the mindset behind what has become known as the 5 a.m. Club. Now let's be clear, the real power is not the number on the clock. The real power is intentionality. Waking up at 5 in the morning does not automatically make someone successful. However, creating dedicated, uninterrupted time to work on yourself before the world demands your attention can completely transform your life. Think about how most people begin their mornings. The alarm rings. They hit snooze. 5 minutes become 10. 10 minutes become 20. Soon they are rushing to get ready. Their day begins with stress, frustration, and a feeling of being behind. Before they even leave the house, they feel like they are losing. Now compare that to someone who wakes up early with purpose. They have time to think, time to exercise, time to pray, time to read, time to plan, time to work on their goals. Instead of reacting to life, they are creating it. One person is chasing the day, the other is leading it. Which person do you think will achieve more over the next 5 years? The answer is obvious. Many of the world's highest achievers have embraced this principle. Tim Cook, the longtime leader of Apple, is known for starting his day incredibly early. Long before most people wake up, he is already reviewing priorities, communicating with teams, and preparing for important decisions. Oprah Winfrey has spoken about the importance of beginning her mornings with reflection, gratitude, and personal development. She understands that success begins internally before it ever appears externally. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson often starts his workouts before sunrise. While others are sleeping, he is building strength, discipline, and consistency. Former Navy SEAL Jocko Willink became famous for sharing photos of his watch, showing times like 4:30 in the morning. His message is simple: discipline equals freedom. The discipline to wake up early creates freedom later in life. Freedom from stress, freedom from chaos, freedom from regret, freedom from feeling like you never have enough time. Even Benjamin Franklin, one of the most influential minds in history, followed a structured morning routine. Every morning he asked himself one simple but powerful question: what good shall I do this day? Imagine beginning every day with that level of intention. Imagine waking up and immediately focusing on purpose rather than problems. That single shift can change everything. Now let's talk about a common misconception. Many people hear about early risers and immediately think, I'm not a morning person. But the truth is that very few people naturally jump out of bed full of energy. The people who succeed are not necessarily those who love waking up early. They are the people who understand why they are waking up early. Purpose makes sacrifice easier. When you have a compelling reason to get out of bed, the struggle becomes smaller. A person who is excited about building a business wakes up differently. A person who is committed to improving their health wakes up differently. A person who is determined to change their future wakes up differently. Their purpose pulls them forward. If you currently wake up at 7 o'clock, don't try to suddenly wake up at 5 tomorrow. Start small, move your alarm back by 15 minutes, then another 15 minutes, then another. Allow your body and mind to adjust gradually. Remember, this is not a race, it is a lifestyle. Another powerful benefit of early mornings is the ability to think deeply. Modern life is full of distractions, notifications, emails, messages, news updates, social media feeds. Most people spend their entire day reacting. Few people spend time reflecting. The early morning creates space for deep thought. Some of history's greatest ideas were born during quiet moments of reflection. Some of the world's most successful companies were built because someone used their mornings wisely. Some of the most inspiring books were written during hours when the rest of the world was asleep. Never underestimate what can happen when you give yourself uninterrupted time to think. Let's do a simple calculation. If waking up earlier gives you just 1 extra productive hour each day, that equals 7 extra hours every week. That becomes over 30 hours every month. Over an entire year, that becomes more than 360 hours. Think about that. 360 hours dedicated to learning. 360 hours dedicated to improving your health. 360 hours dedicated to building your dream. 360 hours dedicated to becoming the person you want to be. That amount of focused effort can completely change the trajectory of your life. The goal is not simply to wake up earlier. The goal is to become stronger, more disciplined, more focused, more intentional, more prepared. Every morning is an opportunity to cast a vote for the person you are becoming. Each time you get out of bed when you promised yourself you would, you build self-respect. Each time you choose growth over comfort, you strengthen your character. Each time you win the battle against the snooze button, you remind yourself that you are capable of difficult things. Success is not built in a single day. It is built one morning at a time, and every great achievement begins with a decision to stop drifting, a decision to stop making excuses, a decision to take ownership of your life. The 5 a.m. Club is not about waking up before everyone else. It is about becoming the best version of yourself. Because when you master your mornings, you begin to master your future, and that future starts tomorrow morning. Chapter 3: Hydration and Movement. Prime your body for success. Imagine owning a high-performance sports car, a machine capable of incredible speed, power, and precision. Would you pour dirty fuel into it and expect peak performance? Would you ignore maintenance and expect it to operate flawlessly? Of course not. Yet every day, millions of people expect their bodies and minds to perform at the highest level while neglecting the very things that fuel them. Here's an important truth. Your body is the vehicle that carries you through life, and how you treat it in the first hour of the morning often determines how well it performs for the rest of the day. Let's start with something simple that many people overlook. Water. After 6 to 8 hours of sleep, your body wakes up dehydrated. You have gone the entire night without drinking fluids. Your brain, muscles, and organs are all functioning with less hydration than they need. This is one reason many people feel sluggish, groggy, and mentally foggy when they wake up. Yet what is the first thing many people consume? Not water, their phone. Before feeding their body, they feed distractions. Before fueling their brain, they flood it with information. One of the simplest and most effective morning habits is to drink water immediately after waking up. Many high performers drink between 500 milliliters and 1 liter of water within the first 30 minutes of the day. Some add fresh lemon, others add electrolytes. The exact method matters less than the habit itself. Water helps wake up your system. It supports digestion, it improves circulation, it assists mental clarity, It helps your body transition from rest mode into action mode. Think of it as pressing the reset button for your entire system. Now let's move to the next powerful habit: movement. Your body was designed to move. Yet many people wake up and immediately sit. They sit while scrolling. They sit while eating. They sit during transportation. They sit at work. Then they wonder why they feel tired all day. Movement changes everything. When you move your body in the morning, you activate your physiology. Your heart begins pumping more blood. Oxygen flows more efficiently throughout your body. Your brain receives the fuel it needs to think clearly. Your energy rises. Your mood improves. And perhaps most importantly, you create momentum. Have you ever noticed how much better you feel after exercise, even when you didn't feel like doing it? That's because physical movement triggers powerful chemical changes inside your body. Exercise releases endorphins, often called the body's natural feel-good chemicals. These chemicals help reduce stress, improve mood, and increase feelings of confidence and well-being. This is one reason successful people often prioritize exercise before anything else. Richard Branson, founder of the Virgin Group, has frequently spoken about the importance of morning exercise in maintaining his energy and productivity. He believes regular exercise significantly improves his effectiveness throughout the day. Tony Robbins, one of the world's most recognized performance coaches, begins many mornings with intense physical activity. He understands that changing your physical state changes your mental state. When your body feels strong, your mind follows. Now, you don't need an expensive gym membership to benefit from morning movement. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't need to be an athlete. You simply need to move. A brisk walk, a light jog, a few stretches, push-ups, bodyweight squats, yoga, jumping jacks, dancing to your favorite music. The specific activity matters less than the consistency. Let's look at a simple 5-minute morning activation routine anyone can start tomorrow. Minute 1, march in place while taking deep breaths. Minute 2, perform bodyweight squats at a comfortable pace. Minute 3, stretch your arms, shoulders, and back. Minute 4, walk briskly or jog lightly. Minute 5, stand tall and take 10 slow, deep breaths. 5 minutes, that's all. Simple, effective, life-changing when repeated consistently. Another habit many successful people combine with movement is exposure to natural sunlight. Stepping outside in the morning, sunlight sends powerful signals to your brain. It helps regulate your internal body clock. It promotes wakefulness, it improves mood, and it can even help improve sleep quality later that night. Think about it. Many people spend their entire day indoors under artificial light, yet nature provides one of the most powerful performance tools, completely free of charge. A short morning walk outdoors can provide benefits far beyond physical fitness. It can boost creativity, clear mental clutter, reduce stress, and help you begin the day feeling grounded and focused. Have you ever noticed that some of your best ideas come while walking? That isn't an accident. Movement stimulates the brain in remarkable ways. Many entrepreneurs, writers, inventors, and leaders intentionally use walking as a thinking tool. They understand that movement unlocks creativity, but perhaps the greatest benefit of morning movement has nothing to do with muscles. It has everything to do with identity. Every morning you exercise, you send yourself a message, a powerful message. You tell yourself, I take care of my body. I keep promises to myself. I am disciplined. I am becoming stronger. Over time, these messages become beliefs, and those beliefs become your identity. The goal isn't simply to build a stronger body. The goal is to build a stronger version of yourself, because success is not only mental. Success is physical. Success is emotional. Success is spiritual. And every one of those areas is influenced by the condition of your body. So tomorrow morning, before checking social media, before reading emails, before worrying about the day ahead, drink water, move your body, step outside if possible, breathe deeply, wake up your system, prime your mind, create momentum, because when your body is energized, your mind becomes sharper. When your body is stronger, your confidence grows. And when you consistently begin your day with movement and vitality, you don't just feel different, you become different. The champions of life understand this principle. Now it's your turn to apply it. Your transformation starts with a single glass of water and a single step forward. Chapter 4. The Power of Silence and Meditation. We live in one of the noisiest periods in human history. From the moment we wake up, we are bombarded with information, notifications, messages, news headlines, emails, videos, advertisements, opinions, demands. The world is constantly competing for our attention. And because of this, many people spend their entire lives hearing everything except themselves. They know what everyone else thinks. They know what everyone else is doing. They know what everyone else is posting, but they rarely create space to listen to their own thoughts. This is why silence has become one of the most powerful and underrated success habits in the modern world. The highest performers understand something that many people overlook. Clarity is not found in noise. Clarity is found in stillness. Before great leaders make important decisions, they create time to think. Before elite athletes perform under pressure, they learn to calm their minds. Before innovators create breakthroughs, they spend time in reflection. Silence is not a waste of time. Silence is preparation. Consider a muddy glass of water. If you keep shaking it, the water remains cloudy. But if you place it down and allow it to become still, the dirt slowly settles and the water becomes clear. Your mind works the same way. When you are constantly distracted, your thoughts become scattered. Your focus weakens. Your stress increases. Your emotions become harder to manage. But when you intentionally create moments of silence, your mind begins to settle. Your thinking becomes clearer. Your priorities become more obvious. Your decisions become wiser. This is one reason many successful people practice meditation. Ray Dalio, one of the world's most successful investors, has often credited meditation as one of the most valuable habits in his life. He believes it has helped him remain calm, focused, and effective under pressure. Many business leaders, entrepreneurs, athletes, and performers use meditation as part of their daily routine. Not because it is trendy, but because it works. Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest basketball players in history, practiced mindfulness and mental training throughout his career. He understood that elite performance begins in the mind long before it appears on the court. The same principle applies to your life. Your external results are often a reflection of your internal state. A distracted mind produces distracted actions. A focused mind produces focused actions. A peaceful mind makes better decisions. Now, when many people hear the word meditation, they imagine sitting cross-legged for an hour while trying not to think. That is not necessary. Meditation can be incredibly simple. In fact, one of the easiest ways to begin is through conscious breathing. Let's do a simple exercise together. If possible, sit comfortably. Relax your shoulders. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Hold it gently for a moment. Now slowly breathe out. Again, slowly breathe in and slowly breathe out. As you breathe, notice how your body begins to relax. Notice how your mind becomes slightly quieter. Notice how your attention shifts away from stress and toward the present moment. This is the power of intentional breathing. You don't need special equipment. You don't need years of training. You only need a few minutes and a willingness to be still. Even 5 minutes each morning can create noticeable benefits over time. Another powerful form of morning silence is prayer. For millions of people around the world, prayer provides strength, direction, peace, and spiritual connection. It creates an opportunity to express gratitude, to seek wisdom, to release worries, and to align your heart with a higher purpose. Whether through meditation, prayer, deep breathing, or quiet reflection, the principle remains the same. Create space before the noise begins. One reason silence is so valuable in the morning is because it influences the rest of the day. Imagine beginning your morning with anxiety. Imagine immediately checking stressful emails. Imagine instantly exposing yourself to negative news. Your nervous system enters a reactive state. You begin the day on defense. Now imagine beginning your morning with stillness. You breathe deeply. You reflect. You focus. You center yourself. Instead of reacting to life, you prepare for it. The difference is enormous. Many people spend their entire day putting out fires. Successful people often spend time preventing those fires from starting. Silence helps you develop emotional control, and emotional control is one of the greatest advantages you can possess. Life will always present challenges. Unexpected problems, difficult conversations, setbacks, disappointments. You cannot control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond. Morning silence trains that ability. It strengthens your awareness. It helps you respond thoughtfully rather than react emotionally. This is a skill that improves relationships, leadership, decision-making, and overall happiness. Let's talk about another powerful practice often combined with meditation. Journaling. Some of the most successful people in the world keep journals. Why? Because writing helps organize thoughts. It transforms confusion into clarity. It turns vague ideas into concrete plans. A simple morning journal might include questions like, what am I grateful for today? What is most important today? What kind of person do I want to be today? What challenges might I face, and how will I respond? These simple questions can completely change the way you approach your day. Instead of drifting through life unconsciously, you begin living intentionally. Over time, something remarkable happens. You become more self-aware. You begin noticing patterns. You identify habits that help you. You recognize behaviors that hold you back. You start understanding yourself at a deeper level. And self-awareness is the foundation of personal growth. You cannot improve what you refuse to examine. Silence gives you that opportunity. In a world filled with constant noise, silence becomes a competitive advantage. In a world filled with distraction, focus becomes a superpower. In a world filled with stress, inner peace becomes a source of strength. Remember this. You do not need an hour. You do not need perfection. You do not need complicated techniques. Start with 5 minutes. 5 minutes of silence. 5 minutes of prayer. 5 minutes of deep breathing. 5 minutes of reflection. 5 minutes of stillness. Those 5 minutes may become some of the most valuable moments of your entire day. Because when your mind becomes calm, your vision becomes clear. When your vision becomes clear, your actions become purposeful. And when your actions become purposeful, your life begins to transform. The world will always be noisy, but every morning you have a choice. You can join the chaos, or you can create calm before the storm. Choose wisely, because some of life's greatest breakthroughs happen in moments of silence. Chapter 5. Affirmations in visualization that actually work. Have you ever noticed that the conversations you have with yourself often determine the direction of your life? Think about it. Before every challenge, there is a voice in your mind. Before every opportunity, there is a voice in your mind. Before every decision, there is a voice in your mind. Sometimes that voice says, you can do this. Other times it says, you're not good enough. You're not ready. What if you fail? What if people laugh at you? The truth is that every person on earth has an inner dialogue. The question is not whether you talk to yourself. The question is what you are saying. Many people unknowingly spend years repeating negative messages. I'm always unlucky. I'm not disciplined. I'll never be successful. I'm not smart enough. I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm not talented. Over time, these words become beliefs, and beliefs shape actions. Actions shape habits. Habits shape results. Results shape lives. This is why successful people intentionally train their minds through affirmations and visualization. They understand that before success appears in reality, it often begins in the imagination. Let's begin with affirmations. An affirmation is a positive statement spoken with belief, emotion, and consistency. It is not about pretending reality doesn't exist. It is about directing your mind toward the person you are becoming. One of the most famous examples is Muhammad Ali. Long before he became world champion, he boldly declared, "I am the greatest." People laughed, critics mocked him, but Ali continued speaking victory before the world could see it. Eventually, his belief matched his actions, and his actions matched his words. Now, affirmations alone do not create success. You cannot simply stand in front of a mirror and expect miracles. But affirmations combined with action create a powerful force. They help condition your mind. They strengthen your confidence. They remind you of your purpose. They reinforce the identity you are building. Imagine beginning every morning by declaring, "I am disciplined. I am focused. I am growing stronger every day. I am capable of achieving great things. I keep promises to myself. I take action even when I don't feel like it. I learn from challenges. I embrace growth. I create opportunities. I am becoming the best version of myself." Notice how different that feels compared to constant self-criticism. Your mind absorbs what you repeatedly tell it, so choose your words carefully. Now let's talk about visualization. Visualization is one of the most powerful mental tools used by elite performers around the world. Olympic athletes use it. Professional athletes use it. Entrepreneurs use it. Public speakers use it. Military personnel use it. High achievers understand that the brain responds powerfully to vivid mental rehearsal. One of the greatest examples comes from Olympic swimmer Michael Phelps. Throughout his career, his coach encouraged him to mentally rehearse races repeatedly. Phelps would visualize every detail: the starting block, the water, the turns, the finish line. He imagined success so vividly that when competition arrived, his mind and body already knew what to do. In one Olympic race, his goggles filled with water. He could barely see. Most athletes would panic, but Phelps had mentally rehearsed that exact scenario so many times that he remained calm and still won. That's the power of preparation. That's the power of visualization. Another remarkable story comes from Jim Carrey. Before becoming a Hollywood superstar, he was a struggling comedian. He had little money and few opportunities, yet he did something unusual. He wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered. Then he carried that check in his wallet. He repeatedly visualized achieving that level of success. Years later, he earned millions from major film roles. Again, visualization alone didn't create his success, but it fueled his belief. It strengthened his determination. It helped him stay committed during difficult seasons. Visualization works because your mind struggles to distinguish between vivid imagination and real experience. When you repeatedly imagine success, your brain begins preparing for it. You become more confident, more focused, more aware of opportunities, more willing to take action. Let's do a simple visualization exercise together. Close your eyes if it's safe to do so. Take a slow, deep breath. Now imagine yourself 1 year from today. Picture the strongest version of yourself. See yourself waking up with energy and purpose. See yourself following your morning routine consistently. See yourself exercising, learning, growing, taking action. Imagine your health improving. Imagine your confidence increasing. Imagine your goals becoming reality. See yourself accomplishing something you've been dreaming about. Maybe it's building a successful business. Maybe it's improving your finances. Maybe it's strengthening your relationships. Maybe it's becoming healthier and stronger. Whatever your goal is, see it clearly. Now don't just see it, feel it. Feel the pride, feel the gratitude, feel the excitement, feel the confidence. Allow yourself to experience the emotions of success. The more emotion attached to the vision, the more powerful the exercise becomes. Now imagine the obstacles you had to overcome, the excuses you defeated, the fears you conquered, the discipline you developed, the consistency you built. Success is never accidental. It is earned through repeated action. Visualization reminds you why the effort is worth it. One mistake people make is visualizing only the reward. They imagine the trophy, the money, the recognition, the results, but they never visualize the work. The most effective visualization includes both. See yourself succeeding, but also see yourself doing what success requires. See yourself waking up early. See yourself studying. See yourself training. See yourself staying focused when distractions appear. See yourself making disciplined choices. This prepares your mind for reality, because greatness is not built in a single moment. It is built through thousands of small decisions. Another powerful exercise is creating a vision statement. Write down the future you desire. Describe it in vivid detail. What does your life look like? How do you feel? What have you accomplished? What habits do you practice daily? Read that vision every morning. Allow it to remind you where you're going. Without vision, motivation fades. With vision, purpose grows stronger. The future you see most clearly often becomes the future you pursue most passionately. Remember this, your mind is like a garden. Whatever you consistently plant will grow. Plant doubt and doubt grows. Plant fear and fear grows. Plant confidence and confidence grows. Plant vision and vision grows. The seeds you plant in your mind today will influence the harvest you experience tomorrow. This is why affirmations and visualization belong in your morning routine. Not because they are magical, not because they eliminate hard work, but because they help align your thoughts, emotions, and actions toward success. They remind you of who you are becoming. They strengthen your belief when challenges arise. They help you maintain focus when distractions appear. And they give you the courage to keep moving forward. Every morning, take a few minutes to speak life into yourself. Take a few minutes to see your future clearly. Take a few minutes to strengthen your vision, because the person you become tomorrow is being shaped by what you believe today. And every great achievement begins with a picture in the mind before it becomes a reality in the world. See it, believe it, work for it, and watch your life begin to change. Chapter 6, The Ultimate Morning Reading Ritual. Imagine having a conversation every morning with the greatest minds who have ever lived. Imagine learning directly from world-class leaders, entrepreneurs, athletes, philosophers, scientists, and visionaries. Imagine gaining access to decades of experience, wisdom, failures, and success lessons, all before breakfast. It sounds impossible, yet that is exactly what happens when you develop the habit of reading. One of the biggest differences between average performers and extraordinary achievers is how they spend their free time. Many people spend hours consuming entertainment. Successful people spend significant time consuming knowledge. They understand a simple truth. Your life can only grow to the level of your thinking, and your thinking grows when you feed your mind with the right information. This is why reading has become one of the most common habits among highly successful individuals. Books compress decades of knowledge into a few hundred pages. A person may spend 20 years learning valuable lessons through mistakes and experience. You can learn many of those same lessons in just a few hours by reading their book. Think about how powerful that is. Reading allows you to borrow wisdom. It allows you to learn from victories you never achieved and mistakes you never made. It allows you to stand on the shoulders of giants. One of the world's most respected investors, Warren Buffett, has often spoken about the importance of reading. For decades, reading has been a major part of his daily routine. He understands that knowledge compounds over time. Just like money grows through compound interest, wisdom grows through compound learning. Every book you read adds another layer to your understanding. Every lesson strengthens your decision-making. Every new idea expands your perspective. The effects may seem small at first, but over months and years, the results become extraordinary. Let's do a simple calculation. Suppose you read just 10 pages every morning. 10 pages, that's all. Most people can accomplish that in 15 to 20 minutes. 10 pages a day becomes approximately 300 pages each month. Over a year, that's more than 3,600 pages. That's the equivalent of reading 12 to 15 quality books every year. Now imagine doing that for 5 years, or 10 years. The amount of knowledge you would accumulate could completely transform your life. This is the power of consistency. Small daily actions create massive long-term results. Many people underestimate what they can achieve in a year, and they dramatically underestimate what they can achieve in a decade. Reading is one of the clearest examples of this principle. Another well-known example is Bill Gates. Throughout his life, he has maintained a strong commitment to reading and learning. Even after achieving enormous success, he never stopped studying. Why? Because growth never ends. The moment you stop learning, you begin falling behind. The world changes constantly. Technology evolves, industries shift, opportunities emerge, challenges arise. The people who continue learning are the people who continue growing. One of the most dangerous beliefs a person can have is, I already know enough. The most successful individuals remain students throughout their lives. They stay curious. They ask questions. They seek new ideas. They understand that every person has something to teach them, and books are among the greatest teachers available. Now let's talk about what you should read. Not all reading is equal. Your morning reading should focus on material that improves your life. Personal development books, biographies, leadership books, business books, spiritual books, books about communication, books about health, books about mindset, books that challenge you to think bigger and live better. The goal is not simply to gather information. The goal is transformation. Reading without application produces little change. Knowledge becomes power only when it is used. This is why active reading is so important. Don't just read words, engage with them. Underline important ideas, take notes, highlight key lessons. Ask yourself questions. How can I apply this today? What lesson stands out most? What action should I take? What mistake can I avoid because of this insight? When you read actively, you turn information into action, and action creates results. Let's imagine two people. The first person spends 30 minutes every morning scrolling through social media. The second person spends 30 minutes reading valuable books. Both invest the same amount of time, but after 1 year, their minds look completely different. One has consumed thousands of random opinions, distractions, and temporary trends. The other has consumed wisdom, knowledge, and practical strategies for success. The difference may not be visible after 1 day or 1 week, but after several years, the gap becomes enormous. The quality of information you consume influences the quality of your life. Guard your mind carefully. Feed it wisely. Another powerful benefit of morning reading is focus. The morning is often when your mind is freshest, your attention is stronger, your energy is higher, your environment is quieter. This makes it an ideal time for learning. Rather than immediately reacting to messages and notifications, you begin the day investing in yourself. You make personal growth your first priority, and that decision sends a powerful message. It says, my growth matters, my future matters, my development matters. Successful people understand that learning is not an expense, it is an investment, and investments create returns. The books you read today may influence decisions you make years from now. A single idea from a book can change your career, improve your finances, strengthen your relationships, increase your confidence, or inspire a breakthrough that alters the course of your life. Never underestimate the value of one great idea. History is filled with people whose lives changed because of something they learned. One idea, one lesson, one principle, one book. Sometimes that is all it takes. Let's make this practical. Tomorrow morning, choose a book that can improve your life. Set aside just 20 minutes. Read slowly. Read intentionally. Take notes. Reflect on what you learn. Then identify one action you can apply immediately. Not next week, not next month. Today. This simple habit can become one of the highest return investments you ever make. Remember, leaders are readers. High achievers are learners. Champions never stop growing. The world rewards those who continue developing themselves. And every page you read brings you one step closer to becoming the person you were created to be. So open the book, turn the page, feed your mind, expand your thinking. Because every great future begins with a mind that never stops learning. And tomorrow morning is the perfect time to start.
But here is something most people never realize. Reading and learning will give you knowledge, but knowledge alone is not enough to transform your life. Because the real difference between those who stay stuck and those who rise to greatness is not what they know, it is what they do with what they know. And everything you've heard so far in this audiobook is only the foundation. In part 2, we go deeper, much deeper. We will uncover the systems that turn knowledge into results. You will discover how successful people set goals that actually work, how they structure their mornings for maximum discipline, the hidden mistakes that destroy consistency, and the exact 30-day transformation challenge that can completely reset your life. This is where everything comes together. This is where theory becomes action. And this is where your real transformation begins. So don't stop here, because what comes next may be the missing piece you've been looking for. See you in part 2.